Hola, mi members de la familia. Mi nombre es Amarodagu. Son bienvenidos de nuevo a mi canal. And to my English subscribers, hello family members. My name is Amarodagu and welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining me for the very first time, I'm originally from Nigeria and I bring to you content based on how you can obtain your visas, immigration news, and how you can live your best life here in España. If you think you can relate to that kind of content, please do consider smashing the red subscribe button down below, turn on your bell notification so that whenever I post you'll be the first to get notified, liking this video if you like my kind of content, sharing this video to other people who you think may need problem solving videos just like this one, and also leaving a comment down in the comment section. Keep your questions coming down there or just give your own thoughts on the said topic. In today's video, we'll be talking about how the international protection works in Spain and everything you need to know about how you can seek for asylum right here in Spain. A lot of questions have been coming from my subscribers about this said topic, so I thought why not I just make a video so that everybody can be able to understand how the asylum process works here in Spain. Guys, before we continue, disclaimer, I am not an immigration lawyer, neither am I a recruiter. This video is brought to you based on my own personal research. You can also do your research and find out if what I said here is true or false. Take out from this video, we are going to be looking at the international protection, what it's all about in Spain. We're also going to be looking at what are the benefits of seeking for political asylum here in Spain. Also, you'll be taking out step-by-step asylum application process, how to do your asylum process successfully here in Spain. We are going to be looking into where you can apply for international protection, when to start the application once you get into Spain, what to do if your asylum process gets rejected, and how long your political asylum lasts. So guys, if you really want to know everything about seeking for asylum successfully, I think you should stick to the end of this video. A refugee status is a condition granted in case of being persecuted for belonging to a certain social or sexual group for religion, race, nationality, or ethnic reasons. These refugees will be granted the right to asylum after the application procedure. On the other hand, there is subsidiary protection if human rights are violated in the applicant's home country through torture or inhuman treatment, or death penalty exists and the foreigner's life is in danger. If any of these conditions are present in the country of origin and therefore the applicant cannot return, he or she must apply for subsidiary protection, something that usually occurs in countries with warlike conflicts. So this other part is for those who are actually in countries where there is war. People like Ukrainians who are presently fighting war with Russia can actually seek for asylum in Spain because they fall under this subsidiary protection, and of course they will be granted asylum because everybody knows that Russia is at war. So if your own part is not under this subsidiary protection, maybe the first part I mentioned, which is maybe you're being persecuted because of your sexual orientation, because of your race, they are already threatening your life, then you may be able to seek for asylum using the first step that I mentioned. Basically, I know everybody wants to know what is my right if I seek for asylum for international protection in Spain. What do I benefit from this? And so I would like to dive into that immediately. Number one right you have as somebody who is seeking for asylum, or somebody who is currently undergoing international protection by Spain, is that you will be granted a residence and work authorization in Spain. You will have the right not to return to your home country, and you will be able to regroup your family members. So probably you came alone because maybe you felt it's safer to come alone, and now you're in Spain, you're under international protection. You can actually regroup your family members. I mean family members like husband, wife, and children can regroup them to join you. You will also have the benefit of seeking for nationality after 5 years. We know that seeking for nationality here in Spain is usually for you need to have stayed 10 years. Then the last is that you also have access to public service such as the health, education and social services that the Spanish government offers foreigners. The benefits of applicants who are actually undergoing this procedure is that even without having gotten the asylum, applicants will be able to enjoy several benefits even if the resolution has not yet been granted. Same day you formalize your asylum application, you automatically be granted a legal status in the country. During the first 6 months in Spain with asylum, you will not be able to work, but after 6 months from the date of the police interview, you will receive your red card, and with it you'll be able to work legally in the country either as an employee or as self-employed. In case of being a Venezuelan national, when your application for political asylum is denied, you are most automatically granted a resident permit for humanitarian reasons, which will allow you to live and work legally in Spain for 1 year with the possibility of extending and renewing for an extra one. So that's the perks that those who come from Venezuela have. Now we'll be going into the step-by-step asylum application procedure. To understand the application process for obtaining asylum, since fully knowing its steps will be the key to staying in Spain for the long run, first of all, there must be a foreigner who is persecuted in his or her country for religious, political, or ideological reasons, for belonging to a certain ethnic group, or who is being threatened, in other words, for different reasons similar to the ones defined. There is a foreigner who is fleeing from his or her country of origin and traveling to Spain. That has to be established. Within 30 days of arriving and entering the country, they can and should apply for recognition of international protection, something that is done at the nearest police station after making an appointment online. It is important not to wait more than 1 month to avoid the application being rejected. Guys, this is so important. On the day of the appointment, you will have to explain your current situation through an interview. This is when the process varies according to the religion or city, because depending on the number of applications the office usually handles, the interview may be longer or shorter. However, in general, it won't be a deep questionnaire, and in some cases, you'll be simply asked to fill a form. Nevertheless, it is very important to explicitly detail all the reasons why you are in the situation to seek asylum through that interview. The more proof and details, the better. This is where you need to bring out every proof that you have, because seeking for asylum will be investigated. It's a process that starts, it actually takes a long while. So it's not something that you just say with your mouth, oh, I'm being persecuted, oh, there is this problem happening. You need to come with proofs in order for you to buttress your point, especially if your situation is not common knowledge, like the war in Ukraine. Each case is assessed individually, and the authorities will carefully try to find out if there are indicators of the real violation of fundamental rights or a situation of persecution/war. We recommend you to provide any type of document that justifies your situation. In the event that all the details you provided are well-founded, the asylum or refugee application is admitted for processing. The process or study does not yet begin, but it is first admitted to being studied. The files will be evaluated by the Asylum and Refugee Office, regardless of where you submit them, and the decision will be made by the Ministry of Interior. In the initial part of the process, the applicant will be given a provisional red card so that he or she can legally stay in Spain while application is being resolved, as this can take up to 2 years. The red card is not a resident permit. Although it allows the foreigner to live and work in the country, it has certain limitations, such as the fact that it does not allow her or him to leave Spain. So during those 2 years while you're waiting for your asylum process to be successful, you will not be able to leave Spain. After the resolution process, the asylum or refugee status is finally granted. Then the foreigner is given a resident card different from the red card with the added nomenclature of asylum or international protection. So in your resident card, it will be stated that you're actually under international protection, basically. Most people want to know, okay, now I get the drift, where can I actually apply for an asylum? As mentioned previously, the procedure is initiated in the nearest police station close to you. You can do this through the link that I'll be leaving down in my description box. However, it can also be done at the Asylum and Refugee Office, OAR, at any internment center for foreigners. On the other hand, if any reason you cannot enter Spain and you are stuck at the border, it will be at the border post itself where you can initiate the application. It's very important that you start the process in the first country you arrive in. In other words, let's take an example. You cannot enter Europe from France and then travel to Spain and start the application. In that case, you should apply for asylum in France. I've actually had this question being asked to me by my subscriber. Can I enter into Spain and then go to France and seek for asylum? And I told him no, it's not possible. Where you actually entered from is where you should seek for your asylum. Of course, if you want to enter into France using a Spanish visa, it's possible, but you can't go to France and seek for asylum there. So whatever visa you have, that's the country in which you'll be seeking for your asylum. The question of when to start the process, this question is so important because it can actually make or mar your application procedure. You can start your asylum application during the first 30 days after arriving in Spain. So those seeking for your asylum process, the time at which you start can easily, make or mar the process altogether. It's very important that you should seek for your asylum within 30 days of entering into Spain. If you wait more than that, your application will most likely be rejected. And so I actually recommend you to do this as soon as possible. As every other thing can be either successful or unsuccessful, that is how the asylum procedure also is. You can actually be denied or rejected. It's very common for asylum applications to be rejected. For this reason, we first understand what is the main reason for the denial to avoid making this type of mistake. And that is why I'll be listing out some common reasons why your asylum application can easily get thrown out in Spain. One of the major reasons why this can actually be possible for you to get a denial is having a criminal record. When you have a criminal record, it's very easy for you to get a denial. Number two reason why you can actually get a denial is requesting asylum maybe after 3 months of entry into Spain, after 6 months of entry into Spain. You definitely will be denied this asylum request. Having applied for asylum in another country, probably you entered into Spain, you have your Spanish visa, and now you are seeking for asylum in Germany, you're seeking for asylum in Italy, you're seeking for asylum in France, you definitely be denied this asylum. Reapplication for asylum protection in the same country. Probably this is not your first time you're actually seeking for asylum. You sought for asylum last year, you were denied, and now you are seeking for this asylum, and you will definitely be denied because you've been denied before. Every of your information is already on their system. They know that you have actually sought for asylum before now. Providing an untruthful story without sufficient evidence. This is the most common reason. Guys, come closer. This reason is the most common reason of denial. If they are going to deny 100 people this year, 99 of those people probably have this reason. They are seeking for asylum and they don't have sufficient evidence to prove what they actually said orally. This would definitely get you denied. So it's very easy for you to come and tell them, oh, I'm running away from my country, they want to kill me in my country, but there is no evidence to prove that this thing that you said is actually what happened. That will definitely get you denied. Okay, now lastly, we'll be looking at how long asylum protection lasts, how long political asylum lasts. Once you have attended the police office to start your asylum application and you have passed your interview, you'll be given a red card with a duration of 6 months. The card is granted so that you can legally stay in Spain while the administration evaluates and processes your asylum application. However, it is usually the case that after the first 6 months, you won't have received a resolution yet, either favorable or negative, as it is rather a slow procedure. In any case, you can renew your red card for another 6 months. This is where I bring to the end this video. Thank you for staying to the very end. If you have questions on this procedure, please do well to leave your questions in my DM. Firstly, follow me at Malawi the Bag on IG. I'll be there to answer your questions in due time. And thank you very much for joining me on this ones. If you have other questions on how to get legalized fast in Spain, I would advise you to watch these 2 videos after now. Thank you very much for joining me on today's video, and see you on my next video. Till then, hasta luego.